Frank, you get a chance to look at the bills?
Yeah.
I have a question on one of the bills. I'd like to ask Marlene how she come up with the $3,500 for sales taxes. Well, I guess I have a specific question. Do we calculate the sales tax based on receipts
Yes.
or on billing?
Receipts.
When we put the new system on, did we put the sales tax in as a separate item on receipts then?
Yes.
Okay, so that when they were collected, we could identify the sales tax.
Correct.
Okay. I went back to previous month's bills for sales tax and looked at them. In June of '09, we paid $999. May of '10, we paid $482. June of '08, we paid $1,900. Is there some reason why it's $3,500 when it's always been a lot less?
Those bills right there, or those taxes paid right there,
It says sales tax paid on it.
were on the old system.
Yeah, they're all
It
on
was
it.
not, that was not billed correctly on the old system. It was either a straight 7% or a straight 1% or exempt. It was not billed in the correct fashion.
What are the correct rates?
The correct rates are water, 7%, sewer, 0, garbage, 0, natural gas, 1% for residential, electric, 1% for residential, exempt commercial, 0, non-exempt commercial, 7% straight across the board.
So,
Municipals and government, 0.
so what you're saying is all these other ones on the old system were billed in correctly?
Exactly. As I told you in about 2 or 3 meetings ago, the sales tax for this city has not been probably figured correctly for several years.
Why?
You and I had this discussion approximately 2 months after I started, because when I started,
We never had this discussion 2 months after you started. What are
we
you talking
did,
about?
John.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
We did, because I discussed with you the fact that the sales tax were being figured on the billed rates, not the receipts. And at that time, you said to me, that's right, it should be done on receipts. And at that time, I changed it, and I started doing it on the receipts, not the billed rates.
My understanding that Sharon always calculated the sales tax on receipts.
That's not what I was told when I started.
Maybe we should call her. I wasn't involved in that. I don't know how I could say that. I had nothing to do with the training.
You're right, you didn't.
Right, I didn't.
I'm telling you how they're done now.
I'm just questioning why our sales tax is $3,500.
Because I went back through for the last quarter, because that was a quarterly sales tax. I figured the exempt. I figured the 7% commercial. I figured the residential 1% for natural gas and electric. I figured the sewer at 0 except for commercial. And I figured the garbage except for commercial. And I figured the water at 7% except for exempt commercial. And that is how I came up with the figure. And I have those figures in my office. If you'd like to see them, we can certainly go over them.
Are we saying now it's on billings or is still on receipts?
It's on receipts,
It's on receipts.
because that is the way that you do sales tax. Why would you do sales tax on billing? Why? Why would you do sales tax on accounts receivable?
Most businesses do that, except the city happens to be on cash basis.
Why would you do that on, that makes no sense. Why would you do it on accounts receivable when you haven't received it yet?
Well, the city get by that because we're on a cash basis, but businesses don't get by with it that way. They bill on receipts.
We're the city. That's the way it needs to be done. Correct?
You made it sound like everybody did it
Correct.
that way. For cash basis, yeah.
That's the way it needs to be done, correct?
Yeah, it always
Okay,
has been
then
done
what's
on
the question?
receipts. I don't understand what your question
Then
is.
what's the question?
Well, you answered my question because you got 3 months in here.
Yep,
Now, what are you gonna do about the receipts? You gonna calculate it that way each time?
every month,
On receipts.
every month.